by realizing that the solution is just around us. I'll point to you one glaring fact. Our country is surrounded by water. And our country has a lot of wind because we have a lot of mountains. You're talking about renewable energy. I'm talking about unlimited energy. Why don't we focus on the powers of the seas that surround our country? Remember that our country is not just an island. Our country is an archipelago. And wherever you go, we have abundance of waves. We have an abundance of currents. Probably you're not aware of this, that the Manila-Acapulco trade came into being because from Acapulco, Mexico, you let a small banca drift and it will reach the Philippines through the natural currents of the seas. Okay? You will find that in every island, the surrounding seas, there is enough energy that comes from the waves, that comes from the seas. Why don't we focus on that? Okay? Why is it that a country like Israel, who is basically landlocked, who's got no open seas, why is it that they're the ones who thought of this first? Why is it that China, having realized the potential of this, is now investing a lot, even in partnership with German companies, Israeli companies, to develop? Why is it that other countries, their leaders, engage on a continuous search for solutions, probably not just of problems of the present, but problems of the foreseeable future? Why? Kasi ang tingin nila sa hinaharap. Kasi they realize na ang mga ginagawa nila ngayon, this will be the foundations of the future of their people. Now, I know a lot of foreign investors who come to the country. Because now you're talking about energy. Let me tell you one thing. Yung Reliance, you gave the figures. Okay? But I would be more particular about the cost. Why is it that Filipino legislators allowed a law that is going to put a lot of burden not just to Philippine business, but to Filipino families? Why is it that they allow a certain group of businessmen or businesses, those who are engaged in the power sector, why is it that the law allowed their losses to be charged to consumers? If you engage in business, you may win or you may lose. Correct? But why is it that this sector is so protected to the detriment of the ordinary Filipino? That is one thing that I cannot understand. Okay? And another thing that I cannot understand, and even my friends from the Department of Energy, they cannot understand why is it that coal, which is being ostracized already in other countries, is being referred to now, is still being referred to as the priority producer of energy. Let's put it this way. Will you pay for something that you're not buying? Of course not. Will you pay for something that you're not using? Of course not. But why is it that there are laws in the Philippines that allow this? Sir, I cannot understand. Why is it that there was a time that electricity or power is affordable to everyone? And now, it seems to be a luxury. Kasi talagang These are basic eh. These are basic needs. So, a while back you're talking about industrialization. How can there be an efficient program of industrialization if the energy cost to power industrialization is so high? Siyempre, babawiin yan. Where? That's a question. So, again, alam mo, it's very difficult to point fingers. And it's so difficult to throw the blame. Kasi lahat tayo, every time there is a campaign, these things come up. Correct? Every time there is an election coming, these things come up. But pagkatapos ng election, tahimik na. Again, I cannot understand. Para bang ang prinsipyo ng tao, ng mga leader natin, nangingibabaw lang tuwing ipipresenta nila ang sarili nila. But once they get what they want, they just go with the flow. So back to square one tayo. Now, medyo lumalayo ang sinasabi ko, ano? But I believe the next administration, the leadership must start focusing on what we have. Because now, we have the technology that comes from the power of the seas. We use that. We have efficient technology in the utilization of the wind that is all around us. Ano ang cost mo doon? Wala eh. Hindi mo naman bibili ng alon. Hindi mo bibilihin yung tubig ng dagat. Hindi ka rin bibili ng mga makina to create the waves. Hindi ka rin bibili ng makina para pahanginin. Libre lahat yan, sir. So why don't we focus on that? Now, again, another question is, why are the people concerned not focusing on that? Why? Because it's long term. Wala silang kita agad. Anyone in his right mind who's got the people's interest in mind will consider the provisions of the IPIRA law as very anti-people. Laws are created to serve the people. If it does not serve the people, it does not have its rightful place, in our law books. Kung hindi man totally eliminated, but I think it must be refined, it must be revised. Kasi nga, sa'yo rin naman ang galing eh. Laws are meant to serve the people. If it is not serving the people, something's wrong. So let's do something about it before it gets worse. Ang problema, sir, ang dami naman pumapansin dyan eh. I mean, it's not a secret. But the problem, hindi naman it's always at a certain point na pinapansin yan. And then, everybody becomes quiet. The reason, I don't know. And I don't want to speculate. But I will know soon. Very soon, I will know. It should be, the balance should be created on the interests of these power producers and the interests of the people. It should be balanced. It tilts in favor of the power producers. Sir, kahit na hindi sila nagpo-produce, they get paid. Are the people aware of this? They're not. Kahit na mag-shutdown sila, because may guarantee sila eh. They're guaranteed as protection nga, dun sa sinasabi mo, na initial investment nila. Eh sir, ganong katagal na yun? Hindi pa ba nila nabawi investment nila? By putting a lot of emphasis on what we have. Tulad nga ng sinabi ko, let's stop the potential of the seas. Let's stop the potential of the wind. Di ba? Let's go green. I don't think so. Personally, this is personally. I believe that the cost of rehabilitation and updating would be too much. It will not be cost efficient anymore. Leave it as just a monument of an opportunity gone to waste. It's too late. It's better, you want to put up a nuclear plant, do it from scratch. Anything that is organic, I consider that organic also. No? Because that's part of nature. Di ba? Anything organic is good. Para sa akin, we have those things in abundance. We have a lot of sun, we have a lot of wind, we have a lot of water. So, bakit mag-i-insist tayo sa coal? Ba't mag-i-insist tayo sa oil? Di ba? Pagka napasama yung panaginip ng hari ng Saudi Arabia o kaya ng emir ng UAE, kinabukasan, gumugulo na ang presyo ng ng langis. Why do we have to be dependent on that? In other words, pwede siguro supplement, but not as our main. Ang main natin, kung ano yung meron tayo. Yun, sir, ang problema natin eh. We don't realize what we have. Di ba? Ako nga, nalulungkot ako eh. I mean, I'm sorry, medyo lang tayo konti kasi na-trigger ako nung sinabi niya. Ang nakakalungkot nga dito, ang Pilipino mismo as an individual, mas appreciated ang talents niya sa ibang bansa kaysa dito sa sarili niyang bayan. Bakit ang galing ng Pilipino, kailangan doon pa pakinabangan, pero dito sa atin wala siyang oportunidad. Di ba? It's the same thing, yung sinasabi mo eh. We have what we need, but we refuse, the leaders of this country refuse to realize that we have what it takes to be self-reliant. That we have what it takes to redeem ourselves and regain the respectability that we used to have in the community of nations. Ang problema dito sa atin, wala. And that's exactly what we should do. Sa tingin ko, any administration should be punished for not doing that. Kailangan talaga i-encourage natin. Otherwise, we will forever be dependent on others. We will always be reliant on others. And then, yun nga, we will always be susceptible to foreign factors, which should not be. Di ba? Ganun lang sa akin yun. Basta, ang sa akin, we maximize on the potentials of what we have. Kung kulang, that's the time that we source from others. Di ba? Pero yun ang unahin natin. Ang namomroblema tayo ngayon, kasi we're so reliant on things that are foreign. Not just in the energy sector, but in all other sectors. Yung sarili natin, nadi-disregard natin to the detriment of the very Filipinos who are investing in their own particular fields because they love their country. Sa akin, I don't want to prioritize because for me, everything is a priority. You identify and you count in front of me the things that are basic for the existence of a Filipino and the essentials that he will need to better his life, engaged ako dyan. I don't have to be the chairman. I don't have to be the vice chairman. But one thing I can tell you, I will always champion issues that affect the very lives of the people, issues that will affect the existence of the Filipino as an individual with dignity and with integrity. I consider everything as essential, spokes of the wheel. Di ba? Yung isang spoke, maliit lang yan, payat yan eh. Pero pag dinisregard mo yan, nabali, hindi mo binigyan ng halaga, yung isa na yon, sa una, hindi makaka-apekto yon. Pero kapag ang isa nawala, may susunod na ikalawa. Kapag dalawa, may susunod na ikatlo. And before you even know it, hindi ka na tumatakbo ng maayos. That's the problem. Yung iba, tanong ng tanong, I want to focus on this, I want to focus on that. But I'm telling you, everything that is needed for a Filipino to achieve a decent life, that should be a priority. Equally important lahat. Yun lang nga sa akin, sir. Wala tayo pwede i-disregard. Otherwise, wala. Diba? We will leave this world scared, with fear. Not for ourselves, dahil paalis na tayo, but for the loved ones that we will leave behind. Because we are aware, consciously or unconsciously, that the world we're leaving them in is full of anxiety and uncertainty. And then dyan ngayon, papasok sa isip mo, sana may nagawa ako. Di ba? But then it's too late. May magagawa ka nga kung di mo naman ginawa. Wala din. So, for me, I want to leave this world with a smile. Not with anxiety and uncertainty and fear. With a smile, in confidence that I will leave my loved ones and my fellow men in a better situation, in a better world, and I made even just a small contribution to make that happen.